For those of you who want to connect with your inner child, those of you who want to connect with yourself as an adult, those of you who have lost your way as in how it feels to be living life as a child, this video is for you. If you want to connect with yourself at a greater level, if you want to produce at a higher level, you have to heal that inner child, because everything we do is tied to that little child we were at 7 years old. It's also tied to that person we're going to be at 70 years old. So the past of how we feel, how we think, how we behave, how we believe, how we imagined, all those things matter because it sets the precedence for what we actually are at today. A lot of us have given up on the dreams and the realities and beliefs we had as a child, and therefore we are at this level right now. And though we're an adult, it doesn't mean that we can't revert back to the ways we were as a child and produce as if we were a child, create as if we were a child. And let me explain why that's so important to you and why that matters. Right? So if that sounds like you, if that sounds like somebody you want to be, to connect with yourself, to connect with your inner child, we're going to focus on the adult part, the elderly part later, the 70-year-old version of you later. But the 7-year-olds you, the 5-year-olds you, the 3-year-olds you, the one that imagined, the one that believed, the one that did actions all day, right? That's what we're going to talk about. Let me explain. Welcome back to the Life Juice Podcast with me, HP Life Coach, where we talk about how to awaken, reset, and transform your mindset, habits, and life for more positive, ideal results. In the Bible, I'm not Christian, but if you are, that's okay. And if you're not, please tune in for the shadow work or the child work, because it's still connected. There's some intricacy, there's some overlaying factors. So they said to believe like you would as a child. Let me explain why that's so imperative. If I close these two eyes, you hear me say that all the time. If I close these two eyes, I see with my third eye, right? The third eye, they want to say whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you call it. But let's just close these two eyes. When you do that, your mind, not everyone can do this, but some people, most people can see something from their imagination, and they can see unlimited anything. Tell me I'm lying. You can see anything you ever want to see. When I open the eyes, I can only see what's right here in the physical world. But when I close my eyes, I can see anything. A child jumps on a table and thinks it's like a surfboard. They're like, oh my God, and they're imagining and they're believing with full conviction in their heart, this is what it is. At some point, society says, hey, that's not a table, that's not a surfboard, get down at the table. And you start to lose that sense of imagination. You start to lose that sense of belief. A child has the capacity to imagine wild dreams beyond comprehension and believe in them. As adults, we get conditioned. Someone told you no so many times that you started to believe that no was actually true. But how many times have we been told something's impossible, and then someone went and did it, and it became possible, and now everyone else is able to do it? The 4-minute mile wasn't able to be broken for years. Nobody in history ever did it. One day, one person did it. They accomplished it. Within 2 weeks, there's a plane coming along. I don't know if you can hear me. Within 2 weeks, people in high school were already accomplishing the 4-minute mile as well. They were breaking that record. All it came down to was a belief. A belief. You're only able to do what you're able to believe you're able to do. You can only perform what you believe you can perform. You can only create what you believe you can create. A child has no limitations. They believe in what their imagination shows them. They think the wildest, grandest things in the world, and they feel like it's possible. Why do you stop believing? Because the world told you to? Because someone in your life when you were growing up said that's not possible? Or did you fail enough times in this physical dimension and be like, okay, maybe it's not possible? So you convince yourself that it's not possible. It's not about believing. It's about knowing for yourself, right? If you know this is possible, you're going to go after it. Even if you don't know, but you have a feeling inside of you. There's like a gut feeling. You ever heard of that? That gut feeling, that intuition? That's carrying you. It's pushing you through. And if you listen to it, it's coming from within. It's not out here. It's not in this world, somebody telling you, hey, you can go do this. No, it's inside of you. You feel it. And a lot of times, we lose that connection as children. And we get back to it as an adult, right? Sometimes we get back to it as when we're older, when we're in our elderly stage. We get back to that portal of believing, of saying, hey, you know what? Before I even leave this planet, I'm going to give it my best shot. Because why not? What's the worst that's going to happen? I fail? What's the best going to happen? I succeed? Right? And you want to do it. You're like, you know what? We're going to take that leap of faith. So if you're ready to take that leap of faith, I urge you, Think about it like if you're a child. Think about it like you're 70, and just have the heart and mind of a child, the actions of a child. Let me explain again, right? So from the beginning, the imagination is so vast it can produce anything. A child sees everything limitlessly. How you doing? A child sees everything limitlessly. There's no limitation. There's no boxes, no area where they cannot believe. Then, after they see everything that they could be, they believe in it, and whatever they believe they can do, they'll go after and do it. Now, I don't know about you, but when I observe children, and I have a daughter, when I observe children, and when I was a child, I used to run around from morning, from the sunrise till sunset. Maybe I might take a nap, right? So we go, 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 go until we're exhausted. And why is that important? Why does that matter? Because a lot of times, you, myself, or anyone else as an adult, we'll get tired, or we won't put our full potential in, or we won't give it our best shot, or we won't do everything that was in our power to give it that ultimate effect. And let me explain why that's a downfall. The only way you can know for certain if something is for you or not for you is if you give it everything you've got. Is if you do all the things possible within you to make it happen. And if you fail, at least you know it wasn't because you didn't give it all you had. And if you succeed, at least you knew because of your efforts this was meant for you. So the only way you can know for certain is if you give it your best shot. That's the only way. As a child, you're going to give it your best shot. As an adult, you might think that you're not able to do it. You might believe you're not able to do it, so you don't even give it your best shot. And that's the part where we all fail at. We have to believe, we have to think, we have to feel, we have to believe, we have to act like a child. And then when we're doing all that, we're creating, we're building, then you have to get like a scientist. A scientist will review, analyze, and get strategic and rebuild, remodel things. But the child, they go into the unseen. The scientist goes into the seen, the observable. So go into the realm where you're a child, where you see, you believe, you act as if anything is possible. And when you build here and you create here, bring it over here. So now you're in a science mode. You can rebuild, philosophize. You can add the pragmatics, add the science behind it. Make sure that it makes sense. It's coherent. It's cohesive. It's all together. It congeals in a manner that blends arts, science, mystery, and something that's beautiful. That's prominent reality. Right? When you connect the two, heaven and earth meet. Like the sky and the horizon of the earth, there's a connection right there, right? Like the sky and the sea, there's a connection right there, right? You want to blend the mind, the body, and the soul. The only way to do that is to imagine like you could, if anything is possible, not impossible. Believe that you can do it and make it happen and be a reality, and then go ahead and do it. And don't stop. Be relentless. Children don't ever give up. They keep going. Even if the whole world say no, 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 they keep going. How many times do you tell your child you can't have this, you can't have that? You're like, but I want it. And they keep complaining over and over and over again. That's the whole point of it. You have to be the same way with your goals, your own efforts, your own ambitions, your own dreams. Keep going. Don't let nobody tell you no. Don't let anybody tell you it's not happening. Just keep asking. Keep believing. Just just know. Be determined. Be relentless. That's how you know for a fact if it's for you or not. If you want to go and succeed in life, go about it like a child would. Stop doubting yourself. And it's not really you doubting yourself, it's the world doubting you, and you actually subscribe to that notion. I don't. You tell me it's impossible, and I believe it is, I'm going to see what's up for myself. Not for you, not to prove you wrong, but for myself. I want to see what's up. I don't like being told it's impossible. I don't like being told I can't do it. And the reason why is because when I was a child, I was told that by my foster dad. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to prove you wrong. But I really just wanted to see. I just wanted to know, are you valid or am I valid? Is this real or is this not real? And the only way you can know for sure is to go ahead and do it. You never know until you try. And that's probably why my favorite phrase in life was closed mouths don't get fed. If you don't ask, it's always going to be a no. If you don't try, it's always going to be a no. If you don't shoot your shot, it's always going to be a fail. But you have to give it a chance. And then you got to give it your best chance. All right. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.